Hello and welcome to the International Pentagon Challenge. My name is Kyanite and together we'll be embarking on a very special Football Manager journey where we'll aim to try and win every major international competition in all 5 continents, forcing our hand to play with hundreds of different types of players and most importantly hopefully create loads of awesome different types of tactics along the way. Once that's complete, only then are we allowed to set our sights on the biggest of all goals, the FIFA World Cup. How many nations will we have to manage until we work our way to the top? How many dodgy names will we have to pronounce along the way? So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hopefully we're going to have a lot of fun along the way. Alright, hello you beautiful people, and welcome to episode 30, albeit a slightly late episode 30 of the International Pentagon Challenge. So I just want to apologise that the episode is coming out late. I've just been bombarded with work, and I've been working on projects and stuff. And at the weekend I spilt hot chocolate all over my keyboard, so now I'm recording this episode on top of the fact that I'm busy and don't really have that much time to record with some weird Bluetooth keyboard for an iPad. But I'm trying to get this episode out there, and it will take time to edit as well. It's 4:21 PM, which means, you know, I'm not going to be able to get it out on time, but I'm trying my best to get the episodes out on time. So, we've got Italy in the UEFA Nations League. Just a reminder as well, this is going to be the last episode before I do my 2,000 subscriber video. So, if you've got any questions, because I'm going to be doing a Q&A in that video, like any question at all, can be Football Manager related, can be personal, can be whatever, anything that just intrigues you. Stick it in the comments below and I'll make sure it gets answered in the 2,000 subscriber video. So, back to our save. We are obviously the manager of England nowadays, in case you ain't noticed, and we're so far unbeaten. A 5-0 win against the Faroe Islands, a 1-0 win away at the San Nicola in Italy, which was a great result and a decent performance as well, and a not as good performance against Denmark, but a fantastic strike from Eric Dyer did see us claim victory in the end, which was nice. We do now have the Italians again, and just a reminder, we are currently top of the group, and both Denmark and Italy are only on 1 point. So, really for us, a draw would be perfect. Obviously, a win would be nice, but that's the mentality I'm going into the game with. We're at Wembley. We don't necessarily have to throw too many bodies forward. We don't necessarily have to win. A point will be sufficient. So we're going to be looking to try and play on the safe side, try and keep the ball a lot, try and prevent the Italians doing what they really want to do, which is to play direct football to Belotti up front and counter-attack us as well. I do kind of hope that they go with the narrow formation again, like they did first time round, because I feel like the way we're set up with loads of pace to burn, with Rashford on one wing and Andre Green on the other wing and whatnot, kind of works pretty well against that kind of approach. And Chilwell and the other regen on, what's he called? See, I've not played the save in ages now, I forgot what it's called. Chidi have a lot of pace to offer, especially Chidi. Even though he doesn't really go out wide, he cuts inside. 18 acceleration, 18 pace, you know, that kind of stuff really causes the Italians problems. So, without further ado, let's jump straight in. Okay then, so it looks like the Italians are going to be playing with something a little bit different, which is a 4-2-3-1 wide. As far as the players we've chosen are concerned, there's only been 3 days between our game against Denmark and this game right here, which means we do have tired legs. For that reason, I've taken Harry Kane off and replaced him with Dean Rosenthal. Now, there are slightly more tired players than Harry Kane, but I feel like with the fact that Spurs aren't really doing great at the moment, that's really affecting Harry Kane's morale. So I've kind of got to go for the form player that's Rosenthal with West Brom at the moment. Other than that, same starting lineup from us. They have gone with Belotti up front, Keane on one side, Mascarello on the other side, who I think I remember is pretty pacey. Yeah, plays for Leipzig, valued at 67 million quid. Perrin is the more adventurous of the two. This guy is high as fuck, man. Like, look at how how red his eyes are. He plays for Atletico, and Calabria as well has a lot of pace on the other side. So we're gonna obviously have to try and counteract that, make a few tweaks, and we're going to do them right now. Okay, so tweak-wise, what are we really going to look to do? What I will do is change Chilwell to support. And as far as other changes are concerned, basically make sure that Rashford and Green are also man-marking their wide players to make sure they get back a little bit more and help us within that regards. But other than that, I don't really feel like we need to change too much. If it was obviously the narrow formation from them, I'd probably look to get us a little bit wider and whatnot. But we'll keep everything the way we like it and jump straight into the game. We're up against the Italians at Wembley this time round. Now, the way I see it is, it was a very, very close game in Italy. So really, it could still go either way, to be fully honest. But let's see how we do. Now, I've not currently chosen to retain possession, because like I said, we don't necessarily want to throw too many men forward, and that's really shown by the fact that we're playing on a standard mentality. Very similar to what we did against them first time round. But if we feel like we're not seeing enough of the ball, if it feels like we're a little bit too fast in our transition, then what we can do is try and retain possession a little bit more, maybe make ourselves a little bit more narrow and more difficult to break down. So far, we've not really seen much of the ball, but that's mainly been because once the Italians have the ball, it's very difficult to get it back off them, but they've been offside twice. We saw there, I kind of mentioned it, that Perrin is the more offensive of the two wing-backs, and we saw how far forward he'd pushed up there. So that's going to have to be something we'll have to keep an eye out on. I'm not sure whether Chidi would have to really go down to defensive to try and cover that space, but it's still very early days to really deduce any conclusions based off of what we've seen so far. We've got a lot of men in the box here, though. Rashford tackled Dele Alli too keen, and I think, was that a save from Donnarumma? The commentator says it was, but it looked more like Michael Keane just missed swinging his foot around. Someone tweeted me last night that Luca Bacchio, if you remember him, like from the early episodes in our first job, which was DR Congo under-23 manager, he got a transfer yesterday to Watford. And obviously he was a bit of a favourite for us, so it was kind of cool that someone tweeted that at me. But here we go, Rashford to Rosenthal. He's one-on-one now. To be fair, it's a bit of a tight angle. He did well. He did well. You know, he won as a corner. Corners have been a little bit dodgy for us. Green is going to take the corner, but goes straight into the near post. And when I say corners have been a bit dodgy for us, obviously in the last episode we would like set up our corners and choose our corner takers. And, well, like it was paying no attention to the corner settings that I chose, and I just gave up in the end. Because I want a right footer taking the left corner and then a left footer taking the right corner. Our main issue with England at the moment is that in kind of our core lineup, we don't really have any great left footers. Ben Chilwell is like the only left-footed real player we have, and he's not that great when it comes to corners. But here we go. We can pounce. Rosenthal looking for the run of Rashford, who's through, finds the head of Andre Green, and it's over the bar. A lot of possession, though, for the Italians. But then again, we've been able to really take advantage of that. So I'm not going to tweak it just yet. Rosenthal looking to help the defence with that direct ball forwards to try and counter-attack after we've regained it. But I am wary of how much of the ball the Italians are seeing. I think 20 minutes in now, we're going to look to try and drop the tempo down a little bit. It's kind of like one of them games where it kind of feels like whoever kind of scores first will have that upper mental advantage, you know what I mean? We have some real good technical players in this side. Dele Alli, Jones especially, phenomenal regen really. So we have the ability, I think, to hold on to the ball relatively well. Now, a loss in this game wouldn't be the end of the world for us. We'd still be top of the group. What a save that was from Donnarumma. Nice set piece as well from Ben Chilwell. Obviously, he knows his corner taking ain't that great, so he played it straight to the edge of the box to Dele Alli. Good block from Belotti. Yeah, we'd still be top of the group, but we'd really ideally have to win our game against Denmark. And the reason why we would be top of our group is because the Italians slipped up against Denmark, basically. It's that simple. It looks like we're starting to see more possession. 39, you know, is slowly but gradually getting a little bit higher. We've had most of the shots on goal as well. But again, the Italians are known for their counter-attacking football. We've been playing more Italian than they have so far today, to be honest. But you've got to be careful against the Italians. I just want to remind people that this is the same Italy side that beat us a few months ago, or beat, well, England, when Pardew was the manager, 2-0 at the Euros. Oh, Rashford should be winning that. That's a good ball over to Belotti. This is what I mean about the Italians. Jesus Christ, that was close. But that's what I mean about the Italians, right? Yeah, this same Italy side made the finals of the Euros, lost just to the French, and beat us a few months ago. So we really wanted revenge the first time. Oh, that's a ball. Oh, right, nice. I thought you gave the ball away there. So we really, really wanted revenge. Oh, what a save, Donnarumma. We wanted revenge, and we definitely got it with the 1-0 win, but it could mean nothing if we lose this one as well. Jones finds a run of Chidi, who should be able to thread it through to Green, who can whip the ball into Rashford, and it's wide. How many clear-cut chances have we had? Only the one? You're kidding me. You're absolutely kidding me. Look at them. Good conversion of final. Yeah, you're damn right. Best performance, Donnarumma. Yeah, damn right. So Belotti struggled to perform, and that's probably because we're playing with a pretty high line, and even though he's kind of fast, so are Stones. We have more than one centre-back. Kaya. Right, let's just get this out of the way. Where's the... I can't tell him not to be complacent. So I will cautiously tell him to... Okay, that didn't go well. It's fine. It's like, you know that meme when the dog's just kind of like holding a mug and the whole world is just on fire. It's like, this is fine. Yeah, that's how I feel right now. So Green's on a 6.4, and he was always going to come off at half-time because he's pretty tired, to be fair. So I'm probably going to bring on... I'm contemplating Jadon Sancho for him, really. Right-footed, decent crossing. He likes to cut in from the left-hand side, but I've been enjoying Rashford as a Ramdeuter out there. So, or do we want to bring on the man, the myth, the legend that's Raheem Sterling? 29 years old, contracted to Arsenal. I actually think Jadon Sancho looks like a better player. I'm not going to lie. I gave him his debut against Denmark. Yeah, that was who? Oh, right, I forgot about Roger Jepson. Yeah, bring Roger on. Roger Jepson. Forgot about him. Just a reminder, contracted to Arsenal. Hopefully he's keeping Sterling out the first team. Let's take a look. Is he a starter for them? Well, okay. I guess, who's... Gelson Martins. Yeah, fair enough. I guess when you got Gelson Martins, bloody hell, Martins on one wing, Carrasco on the other. They got this guy, Patrick Schick, elite striker. Looks like a decent target man style of player. This guy, you can just tell he's tall from the size of his head. Anyways, and Kurt Zouma at the back as well, and Simeone is manager, so that's probably how he orchestrated Carrasco. I'm probably going to put on Lewis Cook as well in that anchorman role. To kind of make up the fact that Eric Dyer's got a yellow card. And I think we'll leave it at that for now. Rosenthal's on a 6.5 because that header didn't go in. But to be honest, it weren't exactly his fault that that header didn't go in, right? So, yeah. Other than that, we'll keep everything the same. Okay, starting the second half, we are going to have to keep an eye out for a potential formation switch. Moise Keane has come off. So, I am going to keep an eye out for that. It looks so far the same, like a 4-2-3-1. The two holding midfielders still there. Yeah, so D'Amico's come on the other side. We just got to double check that our man marking is still in place. I loved it when I first got the job. Oh, God, what was that, Dele? When I first got the job, I walked into like the office at the FA headquarters, and there was Dele Alli giving me a wave. Oh, get in! Roger Jepson. Nice and fresh. Off the bench. And England... are 1-0 up against the Italians. They've gone narrow now. They've gone narrow. So they've brought on another creative midfield and they've gone narrow. So it's our time to now try and adapt to that. So what I'll actually do is actually go a little bit wider. And because we've got the lead, just tell them to be a little bit more disciplined. And yeah, really just leave it at that. Don't want to change around too much. Now, there's two ways you can look at this. If we were a poorer team, we would go narrower to match them and get more of our bodies like closer to them. But because we're England, oh no, nice. Because we're England, I feel like centrally we've got the players to be able to cope, especially with Lewis Cook, who develops really well on this game, coming on. And then we can use the space that they leave out wide with the wing-backs pushing forwards to try and attack ourselves. And this is the thing, someone actually mentioned it in the comments in the previous Italian game, where I kind of discussed that we weren't going to go with our kind of the same attacking approach. Oh, okay, where we weren't going to go with the same attacking approach that we kind of did against the Faroe Islands when we beat them 5-0 against the Italians first time round. Because the thing about Football Manager that a lot of people don't realise is you've got to adapt based on the opposition. Like, if you've got a tactic that's done you well in the Premier League against lower half sides, don't come to someone and say, well, I've won 5 in a row and suddenly I'm playing Man United or Man City or, you know, even a half-decent Premier League side away from home, like Liverpool or someone doing well at the moment. I don't know what the Premier League table looks like in my head, but, you know, like kind of a Europa League standard side or a top half side, and say, oh, well, I've lost a game, tactic doesn't work anymore. Because, you know, you've got to adapt based on the opposition. Different opposition have different strengths. That's a very nice ball to Belotti. Okay, let's make changes of our own then. Stones is looking a little bit knackered, so we're going to drop our defensive line and also make that change. Question is, who comes on? We've got Rob Holding, who I brought into the squad, but he seems a bit frustrated at the moment. He's probably not getting too much game time for England, so I'm actually going to bring on Joe Gomez and see what he can do. That's kind of disappointing because we have tired legs, obviously, but it's fine. What I am going to do as well is change Lewis Cook to a halfback, just try and get him to sit a little bit deeper. And obviously we made that change there as well. And I'm thinking of making Rosenthal a complete forward on support because the lads in midfield are getting a little bit tired. So if he can start dropping a little bit deeper up front, giving them a bit more of a hand, it should be all right. Actually, as well, the fact that they've gone to a narrow formation means that I need to change my own personal man marking. So when I come up against these narrow formations, one thing I find works well is to have my wingers then man mark the opposition wing back, because the CPU most of the time when they play with narrow formations rely on the wing backs for the width, which means that they're going very attacking and they'll be basically space to counter. So to kind of nullify the threat in the wide areas, I get my wingers to man mark the opposition wing backs. So in this case, Rashford will man mark their right defender and Jepson will man mark their left defender. Let me just take a look at that guy that's yellow carded. 13 aggression, 27. We're probably not going to manage to send him off, to be honest, but go on. He's made 4 mistakes, actually. Best performance, 4 mistakes. Okay, that kind of sums up the Italians' day so far, I think. Not even a shot on target. Which is strange, actually, because they hit the post. Does that not count as a shot on target? I probably just said something really stupid then. I don't know. I've never actually considered whether or not hitting the post counts as a shot on target. So, ball forward to Jepson. Rosenthal picks it up, finds Jepson, who should be able to find Mark. Oh, God, Rashford. What was that, mate? That should have been 2-0. Rashford's had 2 opportunities for me, like, relatively clear-cut he should be scoring from. Unlucky. Free corner, why not? Jones to the head of Rosenthal. Oh, that was close. That was close. Not happy with the amount of men we threw forward for that, really, but how on earth has he managed to head that to Rosenthal? There, Jepson takes him on. Verratti clears, and oh, we're doing well here. We're doing well. Winning them second balls. Now we're going to concede in true Football Manager fashion. Good head, Chilwell. Oh, no. I said we were winning the second balls. Get rid. Okay. Rashford. What's going to come from this? Chidi. Oh, God, so many balls into the box. And, it's another header over the bar. It's another header over the bar. Okay. Right, then. So now, because we want to be tighter up ourselves, I am going to drop our width. I'm going to drop to shorter passing just to try and avoid giving the ball away as well. And, yeah. I don't really want to drop our mentality, but what I can do is drop individual mentalities of players, like so. So Jepson can be support now, and so can Dele Alli, which should hopefully see him become a little bit more resilient, you know. Are we really going to make it 2 wins against the Italians? God, blimey. Oh, unlucky that. Verratti out wide to Calabria. He's going to cross the ball into the head of Belotti, and it's wide. We've had headed chances, they've had headed chances. Nice ball. out wide to the one, the only, the Jepson. And Donnarumma was some kind of acrobatic one-arm save there. I think if it weren't for Donnarumma, we'd well and truly be a good 2-3-0 up here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying England so far, though. I definitely am. I mean, I do totally get the people that were saying, oh, it's too early to go to England and whatnot. But I'm trying to treat it like a real... Oh, good. I thought he was offside then. Oh, Rashford again. Oh. I'm trying to treat it like as if this was real life. You know what I mean? That's why I started off unemployed, Sunday League reputation. Linesman, that's offside. What? How's Belotti missed that? Like, both Rashford and Belotti could have had at least a hat-trick apiece. I swear to God so far today. No joke. Okay, we're going to drop a little bit deeper because now our centre-backs start to tire. Oh, that's a lovely ball, that. But he's not really got anyone, Rashford, but he wins a corner, which is nice. But yeah, I'm trying to treat it like a real thing, you know what I mean? And I guess the issue is, well, it's kind of unrealistic for you to get offered the England job. But then again, is it really? I mean, was Roy Hodgson really qualified for the England job? I mean, he was UAE manager once upon a time, and he kind of managed some average Premier League clubs, like Liverpool. Did all right there. Didn't do well at Blackburn, obviously, because obviously Blackburn are a much better side than a Roy Hodgson level of team. Gareth Southgate, yes, he's an ex-player, but you know, it's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. I do feel like we maybe got the England job 1 or 2 years early, but like I said, trying to treat it like real life, you get offered the England job. You can't turn down the England job, you know what I mean? And honestly, I do think it's just... What kind of pass is that? I do think it will do us a world of good for our reputation. This is where they equalise. Keane has been an absolute rock at the back today, it has to be said. Not really a big fan of Michael Keane. To be fair, I liked him when he was a Blackburn player, but then he had to join Burnley. So he ruined it, really. Oh, what is this? Oh, there he goes again, Michael Keane. You see, for me, I think, like, looking at alternatives to the England job, I think English managerial talent in general is getting, like, I wouldn't say ignored, but there's just better foreign managerial talent, which is why I think England end up resorting to the likes of Capello and whatnot in the past, and we had Sven. And the way I kind of see it is, if you're going to look at genuine English managers who would probably take the England job and merit the England job, you're honestly talking about Eddie Howe and Sean Dyche. I can't really think of other England managers off the top of my head. Like, my first choice, oh God, Michael Keane, was Big Sam, and we all know what happened with him. So yeah, even though these are managers with Premier League experience, which isn't anywhere near the same as the experience I've got in the game, I've got a lot of international experience in the game. So even though the countries like North Korea and whatnot, like all these countries aren't really massive countries from a national perspective, it's a lot of games managed. And unfortunately, the game also looks at your home reputation, and you always have a very high home reputation. So I'm English, so I've got a very high reputation in England. So the game assumes, well, this guy looks like a decent bet. He's experienced. And even though his level of experience isn't maybe of a sufficient level, he's very popular in England. Which really doesn't make sense, because I wouldn't be popular in England, because I've never really managed in England. But it's the way the game works. But I don't think it's catastrophic that we got the job offer a year or two earlier. And if I were to apply for jobs like France, for jobs like South Korea, they'd say no, because I don't have a high enough international reputation versus the home reputation. So I feel like taking the England job, regardless of whether we win anything or not, we could even get sacked after a poor World Cup or something. It will give us that reputation boost to legit actually be able to be considered for the South Korea job in Asia, for the Saudi Arabia job, for the Australia job, you know what I mean? Because we'll have that kind of England job on our CV. And there we go, Italy are third in the group. So really, Italy can't afford here to lose to Denmark. If they lose to Denmark, they get relegated. So, just to kind of explain, can we find Division B? If the Italians get relegated from our group, the next time the UEFA Nations League comes about, which is in 2 years, they're going to be like playing against teams like Georgia and Greece, which is a bit meh. You know what I mean? Interesting to see that Poland have actually gotten relegated in the past, and Wales as well. Wow, they're in a relegation. Is there a Division C as well? That's mad if there is. Oh my god. Scotland, Sweden. So many good teams here. Wow. Anyways, who cares? We're in Division A. So let's take a look at how it looks for us. Here we go. So we've guaranteed qualification with that win against the Italians. And this group is still incredibly tight. Like, honestly, anyone can take this group as it currently stands. It's ridiculous. A part of me kind of hopes Croatia beat Spain or Belgium, or like some weird result happens and we get Croatia in the semi-final. Serbia are completely like taking the pee out of Portugal and Germany. Portugal could still maybe redeem it, but Germany, like, the Germans are going to get relegated. You see, that's what happens when you don't get penalties. That's it, you see. And Holland aren't doing too well in comparison to Romania, so despite the regens coming in, it still seems like the Dutch are struggling as they are in real life. But that is going to be it for this episode. Because we've guaranteed qualification, I'm not actually going to make the Denmark game an episode. What we'll do is make our next semi-final an episode. And that actually reminds me, our World Cup qualifier group got drawn. So this is, of course, for the FIFA World Cup 2026. And, yeah, we're in Group 3. We've got the Czech Republic, Lithuania, San Marino, Slovenia, and Wales. Now, pretty straightforward. You know, we've not really got any dodgy high seed teams that could possibly scare us because of the way the seeding works. But we are obviously going to have to be careful against the likes of Wales and Slovenia. I'm not sure if Wales really even still have Tony Pure's Gareth Bale. It doesn't really look like it. Gareth Bale, where is he right now, actually? This is really interesting. One thing I said oh, he's retired. Okay, he's not even become a member of staff. So Wales don't really have Gareth Bale anymore, which kind of means that we've got nothing to worry about. Yeah, I think obviously Slovenia, as we've seen in the past, are a good team, even though we always tend to play games against them and underestimate them. But yeah, okay, so I want to kind of take a look at Luka Bacchio, as I promised someone on Twitter, and as we can see, he's joined Ajax. So he played for Anderlecht when we were the DR Congo under-23s manager, and he then went on a free to AZ Alkmaar, got 3 goals in 10 appearances, and then went to Ajax, and he is yet to play for Ajax. So unfortunately, his career hasn't exactly maybe developed as well as we thought it would. If there are any other players we've managed in the past who you'd like to take a look at, let me know in the comments below. That is going to be it for this episode. The next episode will be our UEFA Nations League semi-final. We don't know who it's going to be against. I don't know who it's going to be against, as we just saw. So that's going to be the surprise of the next episode, even though the thumbnail will probably give it away. Next episode will be, hopefully, on Friday, if I get time to record it. If it doesn't come out at 4 PM on Friday, please forgive me. I'm human as well. My keyboard smells of hot chocolate. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button.